Just Mesa R&D. Well, as most of you know, we've been racing a little Fiat 850 sedan for a number of years now. And I've decided to write a book on how to prepare the car and the engine for such types of racing. And this is it. It's called the Fiat 850 Racers Handbook. This is the advanced preview copy. And this is our working model, you might say. We're going to go through this several times and edit the thing out a little bit, but we wanted to share with you, get your opinions and get your thoughts on whether we should continue with this. And as you can see here, it's going through a considerable amount of preparation. And starting with the table of contents here, we got where to begin, the interior, the body, suspension, brakes, wheels and tires, transaxle, engine, gaskets and seals, electrics, coatings, and other high-tech stuff, carburation tuning, some driving techniques, safety for you and your car, and cars that I have known. So it just starts out with some of the older cars that I've bought and sold through the years, and of course the mighty Fiat 850 sedan here. And you're going to see several pictures of me in my much younger days. This was when I was racing the Alemano Abarth. And talks a little bit about some of the preparation that we've done as far as getting the car into different trade magazines and journals and what have you. It's always important that if you're going to race, you want to get your car involved into some sort of situation where you can get some free publicity. Go into the interior, talk about how to set that up. Talk about the different body styles and what we've done on the bodies to improve them for the types of racing that we do, which is mainly autocross racing. Go into a little bit of the aerodynamics of the car here, some of the aero styling that we've done. Show you how the Gossamer wing was all put together and planned out. Get into the chassis and suspension and take you through several iterations of the independent front suspension that we made for the car, and we'll show you some pictures of Mighty Mouse and its front suspension as well, and show you about some of the things that we're playing with, some of the ideas that we're doing. We're actually going to be working on some sort of a tubular rear suspension for the car, and we've got part of that made up, and you can see pictures of that here in the book. And as we progress on that, of course, we'll update the book from time to time and have that included. I'll show you some of the mounting points for roll cages, which is an integral part of the suspension on Fiats. Brakes, talk about all kinds of brakes, rotors, what we do to them. Show you the Tokiko installation on the Fiat. Wheels and tires we get into a little bit, because if you don't have wheels and tires suitable to the type of racing that you're doing, you're not going to race very well. There's a bunch of wheels and tires that have been around for a long time. Of course, tire evolution keeps changing day to day almost. Then we get into transaxles and clutches, and we'll show you what the limited slip is all about, how to strengthen certain parts of the car, show you some of the projects that we're working on as far as adapting Volkswagen CV joint to the Fiat 850 trans, which will go out to a Fiat 128 X19 CV joint on the wheel end. Several different clutches in here, flywheels. Engine preparation, there's quite a number of pages on engine prep in here, and we'll take you into installing larger head bolts, different valves, different springs, modifying the connecting rods, some of the intake manifolds that are available, the valves, of course. Right now we're using a Toyota valve and a set of Mitsubishi valve springs. And we've also installed a set of titanium retainers that we made. So we just go into lots of different things here. As far as engine prep, let's talk a little bit about oil. That's very important. Talk about the cylinders, different styles of pistons, which there are many. Talk about the cam bearings, how to put a 600 cam in a Fiat 850 engine to reverse the rotation. Oil pans and sumps. Oh man, we've been through a number of oil pans and sumps here. Different iterations, trying to reduce windage inside the crankcase. Talk about some water pumps, radiators, exhaust, which is a big deal on these cars. We can go into a little bit of forced induction, turbocharging, what have you. And we talk about our Fiat cylinder head project. We're installing a Suzuki head onto the Fiat 850 block. Show you some of the things that we've done there. And our 5 main bearing crankshaft project. Gaskets and seals, there's not too much to say there, but it's important to understand you need to retorque that cylinder head. Electrics, we're getting into some basic electrics here. We don't get into anything real exotic. Basically, you're going to rewire the car for to be racing anyway, so we're going to be tearing most of it out. We'll talk a little bit about fuel injection, coatings and other techie processes. We talked about a few of those, which are kind of important nowadays. Carburation and tuning. We'll talk about the 30DIC, the 30DCD, 2832 DHSA, and the 3236 DGV. And we'll show you some projects that we've done in years past to install 2 carburetors on a Fiat 850 aftermarket cylinder head, which worked out pretty well. And I'll show you some other stuff that we've done, some engines that we've built. Fuel system is kind of an important part of the overall operation of the vehicle, because if you retain the stock fuel lines, you're going to find that's going to be inadequate. Driving techniques, I'll give you some of my thoughts as far as driving your Fiat, which is not going to be a whole lot, but it'll hopefully get you started on the right track to proving that your car can be successful as well. Safety for you and your car, we'll talk about different seats, talk about some driving suits, and cars I have known a little bit more about me in this section here. You see a 3/4 midget here, a sedan. This is a Bialboro Abarth. This car I drove back at Nationals one year. There's just all kinds of stuff in here. Right now there's about 160 pages in here. And anyway, I want to get your thoughts on this out there in YouTube land. So if you have any questions, give me a call here at Costa Mesa R&D. We'll see you soon.